Mad Mind for UG Media. That's us, guys. That's us here, as if you didn't already notice. And I am with a quarter of Beyond Salvation. How are you, sir?
I am very well, mate. Very well indeed.
Cool. Yeah, we caught your set earlier. We recorded a bit of it. Absolutely fantastic stuff. You're local to Manchester. Technical thrash band.
Yeah, that's what we call ourselves. But yeah, thrash, metal, just good old metal, really. That's the stuff.
That's my favourite one.
That's good to hear.
So
yeah.
all good stuff. So you're local to Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you guys been together for?
I joined the band 5 years ago, and then there's been many interpretations of the band, shall we say? You know, life.
Different lineups, different versions.
That's a good way of kicking us in the dick. Let's say. So, but yeah, the way we are at the moment, it's been about 2 years.
Okay.
The way we are, so cool. We got ourselves together, put an EP out this year called Scarbearer. Seems to go down pretty well, and yeah, it's just good fun, man. So it's all obviously outside of jobs and all that, but we just enjoy it and just try and write heavy riffs and scream my head off, get all the vent out of the way from work and all that sort of stuff, and then it's good, yeah. Always here.
Why not?
Yeah, come on, join in, sir, join in. And then there were two, ladies and gentlemen. We have half the band. So, okay, going on for vocals and stuff like that. So, have you got any prep before you go on for before you start a gig? No, just get up there and growl and go, roar!
Pretty much. The closest I would have is possibly singing along to Metallica in the car on the way to the gig. But that's about it, really. Yeah. And I don't wear earplugs where all the other guys do, and I don't warm my voice up, so I'm probably the most unprofessional musician out of the four of us. Yeah.
Cool, all good stuff. What about you, sir? Have you got any pre-gig prep that you do?
Well, apart from trying to avoid getting like carpal tunnel syndrome, that's about it. So I know it's nice to sort of get a bit of blood flowing and kind of thing, but at the end of the day, I'm just big on you just do it for fun. We just want to just love doing what we do, which is what we do. So it's like, on that note, as long as I don't destroy my wrists or anything, that's all that matters to me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't have like a specific routine or anything. Probably should do. In terms of like longevity of like playing for years, but it'll catch up with me and I'll be knackered. But hey ho, I've enjoyed it, so it's all been worthwhile.
Cool. So we broadcast on a radio station. My usual prep before I do a radio station, before I go do my show, is screaming "fuck" really loudly on my PC when it fails to work.
Okay, that sounds like when I'm mixing one of our songs. So yeah, I can relate with that quite.
Cool. So your thrash band. So in Manchester, obviously you played various amounts of gigs. So there's a lot of metal bands out there. What separates you guys from the rest?
This place.
It's the beautiful face.
I don't know, we play in E standard, so we don't drop tune. A lot of bands obviously drop D and way below. So I don't know, basically Silosis is a massive band of ours that's obviously quite a newer band, but just trying to, like the older Slayer, older Metallica sort of stuff's a big inspiration for us. So I reckon that whole we just keep it. We've always been in standard E and just keep to that normal tuning. And then when Arun joined, he was like, that was actually one of the things that pulled us in, because he'd been used to playing in like drop fucking Z tuning or whatever. So yeah, just maybe that. So just let the without sounding too pretentious, let the riffs and the songwriting bring the heaviness and all that. So,
just keep it raw, keep it true, and then just belt it out, and then happy days.
Yeah, just try and be a four-piece. All my favourite bands are four pieces, Metallica, Machine Head, Slayer. Just try and just be a shit version of Rob Flynn, which is doing pretty well by himself at the moment.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
So I've heard. There's a lot of mudslinging going on, but never mind. Have you guys had any odd or funny experiences, on the road, or because I know you recorded an EP, or during the recording process?
The recording's usually pretty simple. The gigs are always a good one when they throw someone. There's that guy on drugs that was just headbutting the stage in front of me. He was spiraling.
I was like, you know, he's into it, so happy days. You know what I mean?
There's like
as long as
banging, and then there's head banging the stage to the point your head's bleeding. And it was in a bit of a piss take sort of way, and then I think I said one of my trying to be witty comments on stage, and that probably got the best reaction of the whole night rather than the songs. But yeah, just random people playing gigs with bands that have nothing in common with you whatsoever, like some blues jazz band that are wearing shoes that are 5 sizes too big for you. That's a good one.
Yeah, it's like something John Wayne Gacy would wear, whatever. Do you know what I mean? It was a bit odd, but yeah.
Was there a van outside with 3 hugs scrawled in the compass or something?
Not far off. No, they were like big clown shoes, weren't they? They were just like a bit odd. Apart from that, it's been pretty easy.
Do you think that was part of the get-up, part of the act, or you just think that it's just a bit weird?
I think the guys, he just absolutely fucked it, to be honest. Either way, it's fine, do you know what I mean? So, as long as he was enjoying himself, it's alright.
Sometimes looks can be deceiving with bands and stuff like that. You know, there's plenty of bands out there you think, oh, they possibly can't be metal. They've all got the nice little haircuts and whatever else, and they go and say, oh my god.
I don't think we look that metal. Carl's the only one that's probably like metal.
Tattooed up and that proper.
He's got tattooed and things. We have 2 bald people in the band, and then him. So I don't think we look that metal. Just come on.
It seems to be quite a lot. Let's say you look at, let's say for argument's sake, Killswitch Engage. Okay, they're, you know, for everything else, they're not your usual of going back into the 80s. You know, the stereotypical metal band where it's got the long hair, it's all this, and it's different.
I wish.
Do you guys see that, or do you hear of that? Say with being compared to what would be the metal band to being in a metal band but not looking. Have you ever encountered any of that?
Like the typical sort of what you'd expect kind of thing, like the cliche or the stereotype. I mean, I've never personally like experienced any sort of hostility or animosity about it or anything. I think everyone's just been dead encouraging in my view. So it's a great community, really like niche sort of. Everyone supports each other, got each other's backs. It's partly like why I love doing it. I mean, I know I don't really fit into the norm, but it doesn't matter in my view. It's like it's a really accepting community, which I find which is great. So yeah. Sorry, I feel like you're going to say something on that.
I just realised Sweetman's over there, so no one's looking after my jacket, but hopefully it'll be alright.
You'll be fine.
All good stuff. So we've talked about the EP. You said that's doing really, really well. Have you got anything forward thinking for any more recordings that you're thinking of doing? You're going to go maybe EP, or thinking that you might do an album when time comes? Because obviously the writing process takes a long time.
I know you've beautifully set me up for the perfect presentation of our new release. So we are just about to get the mastered version for just one song. We played it tonight. It's going to be called Dead Behind the Eyes. It's a real proper thrash song. I think like we call ourselves a thrash band, but there's definitely bits of like metalcore and death metal in there that might be throws off from your classic thing, but this one's like full on 80s thrash. And so yeah, getting the masters back, just finishing the artwork, hopefully going to shoot a video, and then depending on how quick the plan was to get it out before the end of the year, but is there any point putting something out in December? I don't know. So we might release it for my birthday in January. That'd be a nice little
a little birthday present
beyond
to yourself.
birthday salvation present. So yeah, we're putting out a new single, and then we're gonna carry that thing, because there's no like, I love albums, but there's no real need to do one. So it's just we've got a plan of 2, 3, 4 separate songs just to keep stuff going out there, and then maybe another EP next year. So it's all pretty DIY. We do it ourselves, so we can do it whenever we want, as long as work and wives and children allow us. It's all good.
Yeah, I kind of know how that feels.
Yeah.
6 million kids, it just takes all your time trying to fit everything else in. It just becomes a nightmare. Talking of nightmares, logistics. Where has been the most awkward or weirdest or a nightmare place to get to?
That's an interesting one, isn't it? There's been a couple, to be fair, haven't there? I don't know, what would you say? At the same time, we don't want to sort of incriminate ourselves in slating the place that's been really helpful, so it's like...
Oh, no, I don't mean like it is the worst, but the worst place to get to. Say, for argument's sake, you're trying to get somewhere and it's just been a nightmare because the roads are just like country roads, and it's just like you get there and it's like...
like the actual journey.
Yeah.
We played that gig in Burnley, where there was no one there, and we went on at like 12.
Yeah, that was true.
And then it was basically playing to Carl's dad.
Yeah, that was true.
And then we got home at like 4 in the morning, and then Carl was working at 5, so he didn't sleep.
Yeah, he just stayed up, and just went for it.
So yeah, there's enough of them, but nothing too mad. Just in the late nights, and then you just think, right, got to get up and look after a 2-year-old after getting in at 5. So yeah, it's fine.
Cool. Drinks, off the cuff drinks. Are you a tea or a coffee man?
Coffee any day, sorry.
I like both, man. Honestly, like start the morning with a coffee, get the blood going, and then move on to the tea just to settle you through the day.
No, it's got to be black coffee. It's got to be an Americano or like a double espresso, hasn't it? A nice like Colombian, do you know what I mean? Get the Tassimo on the go. Coffee every day. Got to be done, yeah.
I'm a tea man myself. Sure. That's it.
Like I'm in the middle, aren't I?
That's it.
Everyone's a winner.
Favourite tipple of the alcohol variety? I like tequila. I can be a bit of a mad tequila man myself from the Jack Daniels.
I'd have to be like Jägermeister. I know it's a bit sort of standard for a lot of people, but yeah, probably that is my sort of go-to for like shorts anyway. So
it's a really good IPA.
Yeah, there's some stuff like that. The Punk IPA is really
yeah, I'm trying to resist not getting onto it because I know it'll get me absolutely destroyed. I'll have one at some point. Like I said, I've got to get home and then look after my little one. So we'll see what happens.
Gigs. Have you got any apart from the one you did today? Is there anything lined up? And maybe not at the moment for this year, but maybe next year.
So no, nothing left this year. This was the last gig, and I thought it was a brilliant one to end the year on. So then we're just writing and recording from now till Christmas, and then we're doing Metal to the Masses in Manchester next year, and just in talks with a few of our mates in bands that are dotted around the country to try and get Beyond Salvation's wings spread a little further. So people in Liverpool and down south and stuff like that. So yeah, do Metal to the Masses, and then just hope and try and get a few gigs a bit further afield.
Cool. And finally, what would be your advice to someone who wants to start a band, or what not to do?
I don't know, I'd say that personally, if you're doing it because you've got like an ulterior motive other than to actually enjoy doing what you're doing, I don't think your motivations are right in that kind of circumstance. I think you've got to do it because you love doing it, and obviously just be respectful to everyone and understand that everyone's in the same boat. Everyone wants to have a good time. Everyone wants to make great music, you know, and so I just say don't sort of, not that anyone does, but I wouldn't like throw your weight around kind of thing. Just sort of be humble about it, as it were, and just be encouraging to each other. And to be fair, that's what's great about the metal scene. I think that's what it's like. And so if you abide by that kind of sort of way of doing it, you can't really go wrong, in my view. But obviously, you want to sound as tight as you want. So yeah, that's all I'd say.
Pretty much what he said. That's good vibe.
Very good get out. I like that. That's all good stuff. Okay, cool. Right, thank you very much. I am Mad Mike for UG Media, and these gentlemen are
Beyond Salvation.
Woohoo.